Welcome to the LXC.
Ranks rise up, League of Legends pride, amateurs unite in LXC lights.
Oh my god.
Okay, just take it slow.
Oh, they're so low.
Slow.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Ash? Nice.
Ceilings hit R here.
They're gonna restart.
If you hit R, I think it gets the blow up.
Got it.
Nice. Nice.
Watch out, behind you guys, behind you guys.
Yeah. Just block for me, block for me, block for me, block for me. I got it.
Yeah, I blocked you. I got it.
I'm wrapping around, Fight me over here.
I stunned.
Nice.
They're super dead, They can't fight this.
Holy shit.
Good job, guys.
Good shit, guys.
Amazing, good job.
Damn, you guys cooked them there.
Holy shit.
Flash over here, but Emrys is just have to flash away because he's almost dead. Oh,
Very
good. For the minion wave, there's so many skill shots on this way. He's gonna That's everything. Naruhate, chill. That is
He was not expecting Mr. Cow to be there. I'm assuming. But that was absolutely an insane flash from the side of Naruhate, and he's trying to get himself involved. And unfortunately,
I get it.
Monk or something. Maybe going to Herald now.
Ezreal, no flash.
I play on the top, but there's no vision down there. I don't have Q, I don't. Oh. I'm getting vision force. They may be on it. They're on it. No. They're on it. I'm lost. Hurt. I got ult. I have big ult here. I'm on Poppy. Yep. Poppy's in. Banana. I got
Ezreal.
Get this. I'll have it. Holy fuck, man. Did I just... Yo, why?
And the ranks rise up, League of Legends pride, amateurs unite in LXC lights. Crusader League we fight, champions by our side, emerald dreams ignite our night. LXC we play, emerald all the way, victory in sight, shining in the night.
week 7 and last week of the regular season for Crusader here at LXC. Tonight we are casting, at least on this stream, Optimal Esports versus OMT. And this should be a pretty good match. This has a decent amount of effect on the standings. As you saying, Trash Panda, like whoever wins this makes playoffs, or Optimal has to win to make playoffs or something. Right?
Yeah, so the playoff implications behind this match, just because the other team that's involved with it is the team that I started the season substituting for and have a little bit of an association with. The last spot for Crusader in the playoffs comes down to Conduit Glory versus Optimal Esports Prodigies, and there's just one scenario where that happens, where Optimal makes it in over Conduit, and that involves Optimal winning this evening. So this is kind of a play-in match of sorts for Optimal. It also relies on Conduit losing 2-0 or 2-0 to Syndicate over in the other series that is off stream tonight.
So Optimal has to win this series. That's why
Optimal has to win this series. Yes.
And does OMT have a chance? Are they already locked into playoffs or no?
OMT is unfortunately 7th place in this group.
Okay.
So just a rundown of the standings real fast. It's in Sector 2, it's at 5th place it's Conduit Glory 5 and 6, Optimal Esports Prodigies 3 and 8, and OMT Zeus at 2 and 8 in 7th place.
Gotcha. So both teams could not make it to playoffs in this match.
That would be unfortunate.
Turn of events.
And I will be sure to be getting the updates as we go along, because I know the other teams in the other series, at least they're getting set up into it right now.
Good.
So we can keep you updated on it as well.
On Monday, I think I just had people in chat telling me how the games were ending. It was making it.
The joys of running 7 matches at the same time, or 6 matches at the same time, and trying to figure out results from the other matches as well going into it. But this should be a fun one tonight.
Yeah. I mean, if both teams have nothing to lose, we might see some spicy plays, some spicy drafts. So we'll have to see. Optimal has something to lose, but
OMT they technically have something to lose, but OMT doesn't have anything to lose. And if you follow the LCS, there's this team called Immortals that
I know Immortals.
After they have been statistically eliminated from playoffs, they always perform better. So they get the weight off their shoulders of the crippling anxiety of potentially missing playoffs, and they're just like, you know what we can do? We're gonna go up to the next level.
Yeah, right. We are going to finally try hard after we know we're out of playoffs. Good to know.
You know what we could do? We could just win this game.
Yeah.
And they could do that tonight. They could play spoilers too. They could do the classic, if I'm going down, you're going down with me strat.
I don't believe OMT is in order in this lobby yet. I believe McFlurry is the top laner from what I'm looking at. Okay, they're figuring it out.
Lining up at the moment.
Yeah. They're figuring it out.
Yeah. Okay, now they should be lined up.
There we go. Yeah. There's my draft wall. I have it open on the wrong screen. Always good to have 2 monitors. And looks like we're about getting into draft. OMT is readied up. Why do I still have the caster schedule open?
We're just kind of waiting. Optimal's going to be on blue side for game 1. OMT is going to be on red side for game 2, and draft is going to be getting underway. Let's see what bands come out. New patch came out today. In case you weren't aware, I believe 17 is this 17. Patch. It's hard to keep track of the numbers at this point, because the first patch that I played on was like 1.07. So at this point, the numbers are just made up, and it doesn't matter anymore. So
mine was like 2.20 or something. I think it was at the end of season 2. 13.
Yeah, reminiscing on the old days isn't going to do anything for us right now. But what we can say is that there is a very heavy focus on both AP junglers and AP mid laners right now. We see Hui, Brand, Amumu coming out from Optimal, Syndra, Ari, and Lilia from the side of OMT, kind of negate that factor of the potential AD mids coming out on either side with the AP junglers that you can flex into the other roles. And we'll see what the first pick is here. See how much they read the patch notes, because there have been a lot of changes that has.
I was gonna say, talking about the patch notes, Lilia and Brand were the two junglers that got hit this patch, that got nerfed. So it's kind of interesting to see. But right now we are seeing a Maokai first pick from Optimal, which very good. It can be flexed to multiple roles, can play support, top lane, or jungle. So we'll have to see where that goes. Gragas, I imagine, will be a jungler, but could also be flexed into the top lane. So we don't know. Also, technically, could be support. So who knows at this point?
Three-way flex. Santa Gragas bot lane. Maybe that's one of the cursed pairings that somebody has practiced in the last couple of weeks with
In
the
my
new
mind, I was
Senna
thinking more
changes that came
Yasuo
through.
Gragas. I was thinking more Yasuo Gragas bot lane. I think that'd be a funnier one to see.
That's way funnier. That's definitely we got nothing to lose. Let's just throw everything in the kitchen sink at them kind of thing. So, well, that is, okay. Never mind. I guess it's not gonna be Yasuo Gragas spot lane unless it's Leona's magically appearing in a different lane at this point. But who knows?
Leona jungle. I've seen it. I've seen it before.
You
and
know,
they didn't win, but I've seen it.
The one change that I always wish that Riot would have implemented is that Leona could proc her passive, the Sunspot passive, by by herself somehow. I feel like that would make it so that she would be really good in a solo lane, but like maybe potentially broken to the point that it's not balanced.
She can already 1v1 80 carries in the mid to late game. Do you think she needs to do more damage as a support?
Actually, yes. I don't know. That's a questionable thing. I mean, okay. So we get Jinx and Cassante coming out here now.
That makes me think it is a Maokai support, just matching the support picks here, but I'm honestly not sure. I'm thinking Optimal maybe thinks that that's a Gragas top lane, and that's why they picked the Cassante into it, but not 100% sure on that one.
Let me look up OMT's top laner real fast. If they're a Gragas player, oh no.
Never mind, they're banning supports. OMT is
they are banning supports. Okay, while rapid fire bans coming out, Thresh Amelia coming out on the side of red side as kind of really good picks into Leona. I wouldn't say full on counter picks because there's potential outplay that comes with it, and then of course Ezreal being taken out from blue side. Optimal not wanting to see that little blinky marksman can dash 6 different ways to Sunday. Pretty good champion.
Yeah.
Garen.
Very good champion on this patch, I would imagine. He's one of the only 80 carries that didn't get nerfed. Ashe got nerfed. Who else?
Kaylin Bears got buffed. Those are the ones that I'm excited for as an AD player.
I just played Caitlyn earlier today. I don't know. It didn't feel amazing. I also didn't feel the nerf fleet. And I tried Kraken Slayer because the attack speed growth and didn't feel great. You can feel the attack speed growth difference, though. I can tell you that.
But that's.
I don't think it's still Kraken
for the
Slayer.
good or for the bad, because I feel like if it's for the good, then that works. But
I think you can feel it. I just don't think Kraken Slayer is the build. I was figuring Kraken Slayer with the attack speed growth buff would be better, but no, I don't think so. I think it's still just collector IE.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable build. So, Wukong actually coming out from the side of OMT makes it seem like the Gragas has now been pigeonholed into top, unless they're getting spicy and it's Gragas mid.
It could be. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Faker do it at least once.
It could work.
So
I do appreciate the never mind, Smolder mid or Smolder top. Wait, Smolder mid, Smolder top.
I think it has to be Smolder mid, right?
Those two could still technically be flexed between the lanes.
Yeah. I played against a Kaisa mid earlier today in solo queue, so it wouldn't surprise me if that's a Kaisa mid, honestly. Smolder's Kaisa, we don't know where they're going yet. Gotta wait for the people to lock in their champions first, but we'll have to see. Is Dark Magician Girl feeling the Kaisa or feeling the Smolder today? We'll have to find out.
It's only one way to find out. We did see Lulu come out B5, so that does mean Maokai jungle, unless Cassante jungle magically spiked up on this patch too. And of course we didn't see that as well. But I feel pretty confident about that one, that it's not going to be Cassante jungle.
No. Riot always loves to just make non-jungler champions.
I don't see any Cassante changes on this patch, so.
True. There were no changes to Kasante.
Mhm.
But you never know.
You never know.
I'm just reading chat now. Somebody was asking where's the panda picture, and Golden going, wonderful question. There he is. I guess your picture wasn't there for the draft.
It's okay. Everything is fine.
Ugh,
The raccoon with the top hat, courtesy
it's
of
great.
our fantastic producer Golden.
Yep.
I made me smile as soon as I saw it. So so when you look at these two teams, I guess we could kind of start this conversation now, just because we got to go through the draft anyways.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you? Do you have a favorite? Do you have one in
Um,
particular that you look at it and you're just like, yeah, that's just there's so many buttons that they can just press and they can just win the game off of it easily.
I mean, it's really hard to say off this. It's really going to come more down to how the comps are played rather than just like a one comp favoring the other. Like looking at both team comps, they're well rounded. They have good amounts of engage between Maokai and Leona. They both have good scaling. I'd say optimal skills maybe a little bit better just because they have the Azir and the Jinx, whereas OMT only has the Smolder to be that late game carry, that late game threat. But honestly, both comps are really well rounded, and it's a bit hard to tell like who won this draft really from looking at it now.
I
Looking at it,
think the dichotomy of it coming down to the fact that Optimal did a really
that's a
good job
Wukong
of kind of
top.
like pivoting. Oh,
That is a Wukong top in Gragas jungle.
okay. I mean, I've seen Wukong being played top lane sometimes, so it makes sense. But
He was originally a top laner, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I think that was the intention of it. The passive, his new armor, the new passive where he gets armor and health regen top lane just seems like it would be really good into certain champions. I mean, Kasante wants to do like quick burst trades, so you're able to like kind of utilize Wukong passive a little bit better with that too. But when I look at these two comps, I see Optimal wants to have solid front line of Maokai Kasante. They want you to come into them because they have the disengage tools, they have the Nature's Grasp, they have Jinx traps they can put down. Kasante can just shove somebody out of a fight, take them 2,500 units away if he gets the wall shove properly with the all out. And then, of course, you have Lulu Wild Growth with Azir Shifting Sands. Is that the name of the alt? I'm terrible with alt names.
No, it's Emperor's Divide.
The Emperor's Divide. That's what it is.
Shifting
Shifting Sands is the dash. Really good at this.
I used to play Azir, so that's the only reason I know. I just know the stream and shuffle combo.
Yeah, so
but
they want to have the
also.
shove out. Okay, so yeah, Smolder mid makes sense. Kind of a, I don't want to say it's a free lane to farm in, but you definitely get less pressured in a lane like that. I would feel against an Azir rather than the Jinx Lulu. So, but on the other side, you have Wukong, Gragas, Smolder, Kaisa, Leona, and they kind of want to go in. And you got one team that wants to go in, and you have the other team that wants you to come into them. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out these fights. Execution is going to be very important. Anything else you want to add before we go into our nice little delay before we get into the game?
I think I have said my piece, but yeah, definitely you're right. OMT wants to dive, and Optimal wants them to dive into them. So we'll have to see how this game plays out. But I think it'll be about time for us to take that short spectator delay. So we'll see you all in a few minutes. Counting. Yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
Are we in? Are we live?
Are we live? Favorite questions that every producer loves to hear on air. Welcome to game 1 of LXC Week 7 between Optimal eSports, Prodigies, and OMT Zeus.
Yeah, looking like just a standard 5 points at this level 1. So I don't think we'll be seeing too much action, which is a shame. I always like to see people just fighting
I
to
don't
death
think
at
either
level
team
1.
really wants to walk up level 1. I mean, you don't.
No.
Leona could just walk up to them menacingly.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
That's about. Nothing really across the board that strikes fear into your opponents like a Nautilus hook or Shen taunt or anything like that can come through in this level 1. So we're just gonna see standard lanes, no shenanigans. Both junglers starting topside, leashless. Both bot lanes walking to lane. Top to bottom clears. Go to bot side. Play around crabs.
Leona could flash Q you at level 1. You never know. You never see it coming.
You're right. It's very bold of her to do.
Yeah.
Considering it's like a second of crowd control.
Yeah,
But,
and it's the only CC her team has at level 1. You know,
Exactly,
burn both.
exactly.
You could have Leona flash Q, have Gragas flash E. Maybe you could get something.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Just layer them on top of each other. So
is it worth it? Probably not. but
no, it's definitely not worth it. Two flashes to take like 400 HP off of somebody. I mean, that might win you the lane, but like you're down to 2 flashes for the next couple of minutes. So.
And does Leona really care about having flash if she took Hex flash?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
True.
Did she take Hex flash though?
First 2. Oh. The root comes down onto Lulu. The stun comes in as well. Just a little bit of trading back and forth. We're kind of seeing top get shove in for the side of Optimal, but OMT's bot side is pushing in, which is actually kind of surprising that the Jinx Lulu lane isn't getting the push to start the game.
It's a Kaisa Leona. Kaisa Leona's a very strong lane, so it's not that surprising to me. Jinx Lulu have to really pay a lot of care towards the Kaisa Leona. So if either of them missteps even once at level 1 or 2, the Leona just ease on top of them. Kaisa does so much damage early, like they will die. So it makes sense. You gotta pay a lot of respect to that lane, to the Kaisa Leona lane, when you're this early into the game as a Jinx Lulu. They're playing more to scale. They don't need to get the kills bot lane. But Kaisa Leona kind of needs to play more aggressive. But this is not... Well, I guess level 2 it's fine. But you don't really want the wave to be here. You want to get that crash and get the bounce back towards you at this stage of the game when you're playing Kaisa Leona. But it does look like Optimal's jungler is coming around to try and get a gank off here. And let's see him.
Is rolling around, flash onto the Kaisa. The Twisted Advance comes through, and we've already seen Cleanse and Flash come through. Now Don Corleone is a little bit of trouble, but Young Goblin is here. They're going to potentially look to turn this around, but I just think this is going to end up being... Bot lane gets shoved in. The Zenith Blade comes in. Leona gets rooted under the turret, and Don Corleone dies for first blood to Kazin. Meanwhile, in top lane, Losing Peace and McFlurry are trading back and forth. Both top laners are getting low. Wukong is getting the advantage in it, and the last auto attack reset coming in, securing the kill 1-for-1 early on in the game.
Yeah, I don't know about that, the Leona eating back in there, but I guess
it was a decision.
Leona, it was a decision, that's for sure. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Don Corleone was like, "I'm going back in, guys, to get a kill," and the jungle and AD carry were like, "No, we don't. What are you doing here?"
No, wait. So
it is a bit unfortunate for the side. I mean, at least they traded 1-for-1 on opposite sides of the map. If you count that, is the cross map play really?
McFlurry getting a really good trade on the Losing Piece in top lane.
Yeah,
Wave's in a really good spot. The slow push is starting to build for the potential for walking down and helping secure the crab for Young Goblin. Well, it's a lot of trading back and forth. Fun lane to watch. Has
definitely.
that sheen early on, so the empowered auto attacks are going to be popping.
Gonna hurt a bit.
Yes.
And you see there, Dante just dashing back out, getting a little bit of a trade, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna fight you."
No, I don't think I will.
under tower, but I mean, Wukong had the dash, so he wasn't gonna get CC'd under tower anyway. But you never know. Never know what could happen. Just a lot of A lot of back and forth trading top lane, and it looks like McFlurry is actually getting the better end of these trades so far. But that will probably get him some jungler attention from Kazan pretty soon. You do see the Maokai is pathing up towards the top side of the map, but the wave is pushing back towards McFlurry, so maybe not. We'll have to see.
Yeah, Losing Peace tried to keep that under the turret as long as they could. Wukong 6 is going to come through. The dash in, a little bit of clone action, but not anything too over the top.
Yeah, but Losing Peace does have to be a bit careful here. He does hit 6 now, so he does have the anime battle to get back against the Wukong, just in case. I had a friend who used to always call the Kasante LT anime battles, so...
Anime battle, it's a really good... It truly is one of the most anime abilities when you think about it in the game, of just
it really is.
shoving somebody viciously through a wall and spawning blades from your stone weapons that you're carrying. So
yeah, it is a good one. Yeah, it's definitely an anime battle type thing. It's like we're watching Dragon Ball Z or something when we see Kasante in the game.
Ooh. Good chunk from Grumpy on the Dark Magician Girl.
We're seeing Goku. Unfortunately, does not have the Kamehameha wave.
Unfortunately, Lux is not in this game, so it'll be alright. I think we're fine without her. So.
And Lux ult is probably on a shorter cooldown than Kamehameha too. I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
honest.
Yeah. It only took like 3 episodes to charge it up in the show, so.
Yeah, right. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, will Goku finish the Kamehameha wave? We'll find out next time.
Will it take 3 more episodes? Let's find out. You know what's not taking 3 episodes, though? The first 3 grubs going down on the top side for Kazan. Maokai is walking down, too, but not level 6 yet. Zero roaming in as well. Dark Magician Girl not in the spot to roam yet, but Buffy Wuffy and Moppish are kind of chilling on the side. OMT kills off of the dragon.
Smoldering game. 39, 40 stacks.
Smoldering game. Oh, Flash Zenith Blade misses from Don Corleone, but Young Goblin goes in, gets the barrel roll. A little bit of a slow. Root comes through on the other side, though. Buffy Wuffy walking up and getting the root down on Chaisa.
You say Chaisa?
Is it Chiesta?
Kaisa? Oh, Chiesta. I thought you were saying Kaisa.
Chaista. Yeah, I know. I mean, Chaisa, because, yeah, I don't know. I read the name really quickly, and I got the champion and the summoner name mixed up, so we're on. I'm like, wait, it's way too similar at this point.
I am terrible with player names. I just call them the champions, so... I know the champion names immediately. I have to look to the side to see the character names, the player names, so it's a Kaisa to me.
There's some skins you can't tell, though, when it comes to it. Have you taken a look at the Gwen skin that's in the shop today? And if she wasn't holding the scissors, you would not know what that champion was. I'm gonna be honest.
You know what? Now
talking about it in a call earlier. They're like, "Oh yeah, new Gwen skin that you can't tell what it is, what she is, came out."
That's
and
good.
I'm just like, great, awesome.
I'm excited to see the new Thresh and Azir skins. I saw a short where they had the LCS spotlights of them, and they look funny.
Mm-hmm.
Good old
I like the
Chandra
idea
Thresh.
that they're just like, we're gonna play into the fact that they just have everyday jobs.
Yeah. I mean, we already have Corporate Mundo, so that's an old one.
That's the inspiration. Speaking of inspiration, Young Goblin coming up top lane. Losing Peace does not know this yet. Let's see, Barrel's gonna be immune because of the unstoppable. Get your copy pasta ready at this point. I have a feeling it's gonna end up being one of those games where immune, unstoppable, airborne on a 1.5 second CD.
At least there's not a Malphite in the game for us to mix up unstoppable force and unstoppable.
Absolutely. Okay, Losing Peace. Oh, McFlurry going in for the trade. Meanwhile, Kazan goes mid on the Dark Magician Girl. Flash Root's gonna come through after the
so close.
The divide. The
Emperor's Divide.
The Emperor's Divide. Yeah, he is the Emperor after all. You gotta remember his title. Put some respect on his name. So, Emperor's Divide came through. Dark Magician Girl goes down, and that's a good trade for Grumpy in the mid lane to get potentially the snowball rolling a little bit.
That's crazy.
Actually went to Kazan. Just kidding. Good assist.
Crazy how close that trade was, though. Dark Magician Girl was so close to getting the kill onto Grumpy, but at the end of it, they did end up trading two flashes for Dark Magician Girl's flash and a single kill. So, is it worth at this point? Yes, You do want to shut down that Smolder early. You don't want him to be free farming as easily as he could be, but at this point, Dark Magician Girl does have 73 stacks. Not bad for 10 minutes, honestly. I've
It's a
seen
really
much
good pace
worse.
at this point. Oh, I've seen way worse. I've had way worse
Yeah.
games. So.
Oh, I don't like the tier though. I don't like the tier on Smolder. I said this on Arbiter's cast. I made a PSA to all the Smolder players. Don't go tier. Just go Essence Reaper. It solves all of your mana issues.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you go tier, don't
I'm
go
inclined
Essence
to
Reaper.
agree.
Don't go both, but I think Essence Reaper is just a better first item than tier.
Okay. True.
You power spike earlier, you don't have to wait to stack the tier, but yeah.
OMT is going to finally take first drag in 11 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Optimal Esports is going to take the rest of the grubs. So that's going to be 6 grub buff coming through for the team of Optimal, which has strong push already.
Yeah.
Give Jinx a little bit of time on a turret with 6 buffs, or 6 grub buff. This is going to be pretty dangerous.
They have the Azir too. Azir takes towers really fast also for a mid laner. So
are great at pushing turrets, so
yeah. So just having the 6 grubs are going to feel really nice, especially on those 2 champions. And it's just going to make Cassante even more scarier in the side lane. Even scarier, I should say. I know how to speak English, I swear.
Scary.
Scary.
Very scary.
Scary anime fighter. Scary Goku in the top lane.
The scary Goku in the top lane. The main character energy that can come through from losing piece this game. You expect it to be the Jinx or the Azir, but
you never know. And actually, McFlurry winning out on that trade pretty well in top lane, surprisingly, especially with his jungler coming up here.
Oh, losing piece.
Both
junglers are here. You're gonna take the fight. Flash, unstoppable comes through from losing piece though. Gets the all out through. It's gonna escape for a little bit. Here comes the Meanwhile, Kazin's now going to be the focus. That Maokai, not tanky enough in the early game, gets the Leandri's rush going on between the Cyclone and the Cask. They're going to be able to secure the kill.
That's good. That's 400 gold over to the side of McFlurry. So maybe the Cassante won't be as scary as I thought he would be in the side lane. But so far, that Wukong being 2-0 is going to feel really nice for the side of OMT at this stage of the game. Like, who's going to match him? I guess Azir might be able to match him, but if Wukong gets on top of him, it's going to be really tough. And so far in this game, Cassante is just not able to match these trades against McFlurry. Just winning out, even when both the junglers come up top. Still winning the fight on the side of OMT.
I will say, though, Iceborne Gauntlet finished with the Bramble Vest on top of it as well, with Trinity Force coming through on the other side. So these fights could potentially be a little close as we see a trade come through.
Yeah.
He's hitting the clone a little bit, just as expected from the Wukong.
He's very just constant fighting in the top lane.
This McFlurry is actually just getting the better end of this with those Trinity Force procs and the armor shred from the Wukong. So.
He's dodging the skill shots too from losing piece. That does help him out.
Yeah, doing a really
I don't think I've seen him get knocked up by the Cassante abilities yet.
I'm curious if he's gonna try and go for. Oh yeah, just uses the clone, walks up, gets the plate.
And we do see Gragas potentially, or Young Goblin potentially setting up, and my game paused. Love to see that. Apparently there was a pause somewhere. That's usually what happens when there's a pause in the spectator client. So yes, we get to just stare at the spot lane as Gragas is actually backing. I was gonna say he looked like he was preparing for a bot lane. I guess not.
Rosado is up, so maybe potentially resetting for that. There is a control ward that just got placed for McFlurry on the top side in the pit. So we could potentially see a fight maybe looming. We don't know if the bot lane for OMT is going to be able to push out enough that Buffy Wuffy isn't just going to be able to take the turret with the 6 grubs.
Yeah. And just looking at the scoreboard so far, actually a 300 gold lead for the side of Optimal Esports. And I believe the majority of that is actually in the bot lane. Yeah, the bot lane's about 600 gold ahead. Meanwhile, top lane for OMT is actually 900 gold ahead right now, with that Wukong having those 2 kills. So, fairly close game so far in this early game, which I would think might... It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell who it favors at this stage of the game looking at the comps. Again, OMT does have that Smolder. They have the Kaisa, both of which are Smolder scales insanely well. The Kaisa is more of a mid-game champ, but she doesn't fall off as hard as other AD carries like the Draven.
Depending on
or
the
Lucian.
Kaisa build too, just if the more AP heavy build comes out too, just the Kaisa W poke
Yeah,
will work
it
really
does
well
look like
for the
she's going
team.
Kraken Slayer first from the items, but
Is that I thought that was static. Is static build?
I think that's
Is it? Is the
both,
pickaxe?
actually.
I think the pickaxe leads into static. So
I'm pretty
that's
sure
just the
pickaxe
standard
also leads into
Kaisa.
Kraken Slayer. Wait,
I think they actually
no.
have the same recipe. So
No, you're right. It is static shift because Kraken Slayer builds out of whatever that other thing's called. The one that's like 1100 that builds out of longsword, dagger, longsword. So you're right. That is
Hearthbound
Kraken.
Axe.
That is Hearthbound Axe. Could not remember the name of that, but Kraken Slayer builds out of Hearthbound Axe.
Hearthbound and recurve. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a static shift.
Because Slingshot builds into RFC and the RFC into static shift as well.
Yeah. So that is definitely the static shift coming out. Which I guess if you have a Maokai that's rushing Leandries, you don't necessarily need that Kraken Slayer early. But static shift is just the kind of the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are asking, where's the game stream? We're on a pause.
We are currently at a pause. We are stuck at 14 minutes.
That we are.
Plates fell, and so did the.
I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully the spectator client doesn't just break. I've seen it before.
Mm.
It happened one of the first games I ever casted with
don't
LXC.
say that too loud.
Yeah, I know, right? my desk is made out of wood. I'm not gonna. So, but yeah, really close game here, actually. 6 grubs on the side of Optimal Esports, first strike on the side of OMT. And just a 300 gold difference. I'm trying to figure out what I can talk about just staring at a paused game at 14 minutes. But
we don't know what the soul is yet at this point. We've seen Hex and Cloud come through at this point. Do we want to place bets on what soul you think it's gonna end up being? What's the most anticlimactic one? Because why do I feel like Chem Soul is just the most anticlimactic soul to have?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was Chemtech or maybe Earth Soul? Those are definitely the most anticlimactic.
Ooh, actually, Mountain would be Mountain on red side. If red team gets Mountain Soul, that just feels like one that is like, okay, yeah, like, I mean, Wukong gets a little tankier, Gragas gets a little tankier, but like,
yeah, Leona might be a bit harder to kill.
Leona could be harder to kill, but at the same time, support income at this point is quite the disastrous thing if you take a look at it potentially.
Yeah, especially after those Warmog nerfs today, it's going to be a lot harder if they're going to be trying to go for that
I forgot the
Warmog
nerfs are coming through because that
Ryan
item
was
was
not
really
happy
good.
with the Warmog's rough meta supports.
Oh, you rushed Warmogs? We'll just change the threshold. Oh, you're just building Zeeks into Warmogs or lock it into Warmogs? Yeah, that's not gonna fly. Supports, you can't have nice things right now.
I mean, supports. Riot's never happy when supports are really strong, have a build that they like going and makes them unkillable and kill everybody in the game. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, we are reaching the point that we are getting closer to Worlds. So you see the usual suspects getting buffs. We've seen Caitlyn buffs come through. We've seen Azir. We've seen Ryze. We've seen the nerfs to engage supports. You gotta have those enchanters potentially propped up at this point, just so that they're able to. We're able to see hyper carry comps with range supports, and that's the dream that Riot tries to implement every year at Worlds, just because they want every year to be like a T1 patch year.
Oh yeah, always. We did see apparently earlier in the LCK this week there was a Garen versus Nasus mid lane.
That was this morning, like
Genji. Was it this
15 hours ago.
Oh wow.
Dom1 or D plus, because they're no longer called Dom1. D plus B1 to Nasus in a
Holy
professional
hell.
game of League of Legends in playoffs.
That is insane to me.
And then Genji R5'd Garen to go mid lane against it.
What a draft, honestly. I did not see that live.
It worked.
I don't wake up early enough for that.
Chovy had like his typical 13 CS a minute with like with a bunch of kills backing it up. So he was just accelerated in the game because Garen funny champion.
Do we have any updates from any players on this pause?
I am also kind of wondering at that at this point.
Because we've been paused for a while now. Did one of the players like lose internet or something? That's the most likely scenario, I feel like, to pause this long. Did you hear my Discord go off? Maybe something. Oh, you got a message from Golden. Oh yeah, I knew we were on caster desk. Nothing in terms of. Nope. ISIS ass.
You also got the DM about a certain Kaisa thing. Okay, I didn't want to say it out loud, but
why not at this point? We need things to talk about.
Kaisa's. Yeah, no, I don't want to say that.
I mean, at least it's Kaisa and not Aurelia. Like, we could just be talking about Aurelia right now instead of Kaisa.
Oh my gosh, Frost played Aurelia back in the days when
Frost
you knew what they were doing with their with the splash art for that skin. Oh gosh.
You mean Frost Booty Aurelia?
Frost Booty Aurelia. One of the most popular skins just because the splash art.
Yeah. At least it's not as bad as the release of Briar's splash art. And everybody went crazy for her feet.
Yeah. So Chemtech Soul potentially being the soul.
I'm sure the viewers are understanding that we're running out of things to talk about at this point.
Listen, they get it. We get it.
Yeah, they get it. They get it. You can always talk about season 3 when I started playing, when we didn't have preferred roles. It was just pick order and solo queues. You never guaranteed any role that you wanted. So if you're a first pick, you can get what you wanted. If you're a last pick, you're probably playing support. That's what I remember.
I just
solo
remember
queues, at least.
My most vivid memory is when I actually started playing like very consistently is when Black Cleaver came out and you could stack Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
So you would get all the stats from it, and the first hit would do the entire armor shred from Black Cleaver, and people were just building 5 Black Cleavers to ensure that you got the instant armor shred if you were playing like
the League of Black Cleavers.
Zed or League of Black Cleavers was a fantastic time.
I am being told we need to go on break for production to fix what's going on right now. So
all right, we're gonna toss it to a quick pause. We'll be back when we figured out. So.
So, Riot spectator client broke for us, and we did not get to see the end of that game, unfortunately. And Riot seems to have broken the replay system if you're trying to download other people's replays. So, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to spectate the rest of that game one. We do have confirmation that OMT did win the first game, so there is that. But unfortunately, we are going to have to just get into game 2 at this point. We are not able to get the rest of the game. So here we are. And it looks like OMT is going to be doing the is going to be on blue side this game. That was OMT is on blue side because Optimal Esports had side selection for game 2 and they chose red. So here we are. The teams are trying to get back into lobby now, and we shall be getting into draft as soon as we can. But yeah, unfortunately, we did not get to see the end of that game one. We only saw the first 14 minutes, and we are here now. Unfortunately, good old Riot.
Well,
Always picking something.
the game also fell. The Riot Spectate client has said, "Help! I've fallen and can't get up," and now here we are.
Did they ever make the draft law? I'm making draft law links again. Redraft.
No one's made drafts yet at this point.
Yes.
It looks like.
Put them all. Okay. I am creating it. Copy all. There is now. I had nothing else to do, and I'm like, I already said that I'm meant to make it, so I'm making
the joys of it.
Yeah. There is a draft law link made now, so both teams can get into that. Like I said, OMT will be on blue side this game because Optimal Esports have side selection. They chose red, so going to be switching up the sides this time. We're going to have to see if that makes a difference in this game too. But I know I'm not surprised to see Smolder ended up going, I guess, 7-0. To Stonefeld, red side won last game.
Popped off pretty well. So
yeah, finished the game like 7-2.
Really
and it looks like both teams should be almost ready for draft now. We are ready. Okay. Optimal Esports or OMT just needs to get in, or both teams need to get in order. Something's happening. They'll figure it out. But for now, I wish I could talk about the end of that last game, but I cannot. I did not see it. So,
yeah, we do know. Just taking a look at it. Let me pull up because I actually was able to get the screenshot from the game. It lasted for another 14 minutes. Smolder finished 7-7, did 20,000 damage. Most gold in the game. Probably hit the execute threshold at a really decent time in the game too, and they were able to just snowball off of it. I just want to know who did what kind of Dragon Soul we got, because that's really the only thing that we can actually determine from it how that ended up working out. So I'm curious.
Bets. We're placing bets on what it was going to be, so I wanted to know. But yeah, let's ask the team. Let's ask the teams. What was the we must know. It's important.
We must know what the soul was. It was Ocean. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Ocean so not the Chemtech or the mountain that we were talking about. Oh, Dark Magician Girl said it in chat. Ocean Soul.
Oh yeah, actually for Ocean Soul. Okay, yeah. Hey, listen.
It was Ocean.
I thought it was gonna be the anticlimactic Chem Soul. We got it was Ocean. Just here we are.
Both teams seem to be in order at least. That's a plus. We could be getting into draft any minute now. Okran. 2 O's.
Okran. Ocean spray cranberry juice. All
right,
so we are getting into OMT on blue side, Optimal on red. Lilia first ban coming out from OMT.
Makes sense. The same first ban last time from them. I don't imagine OMT changes up their bans too much.
Yep. Smolder, because you could just first pick it. Yep, there's the Smolder ban coming out from the side of. Actually, it was way. I got baited. Nah, dang it! I got cyberbullied. All right. So far we are 3 for
I don't
3
imagine
for
OMT
repeat bans.
changes. Oh, the
Yeah.
Leona ban, actually. Oh, never mind. I got baited
no,
again.
they just baited us. Wait, actually, it was no. That's the right side. The ban. Gosh, I just Leona. As I'm like flipping back to the last draft to see what the bans are, so I could just change it. Okay, 5 for 5. Are we gonna go 6 for 6? No, we are not.
No.
Gragas is going to get banned. Brand is going to be left on the table, and we'll see if OMT takes a
Well, now they have
chance.
to make a choice. Are they going to first pick the Smolder or the Brand?
Ignite the flame. Which flame are they igniting this game? Because
I prefer the Smolder Flame. I prefer to keep Brand out of my games. I hate that champion. So I always say Brand is one of the
counterpoint.
only
Apparently,
champions.
OMT just says we like Kaisa.
Yeah, you know what? Kaisa's strong right now. She's a good champion, so it makes sense. She's a good blind pick. There's not a lot of AD carries you can really pick into it, so why not first pick the Kaisa, really? But to my point, what I was saying about Brand, he's like one of the only champions you can pentaflex right now. He can go into any role. And Optimal's actually going to take the Smolder for themselves.
Smolder, okay. Good 1-2 from the side of Optimal.
And OMT just going to run it back bot lane, it looks like, with the Kaisa Leona. I mean, if it worked for them, game one.
Don't fix it.
Exactly. We shall have to see. They haven't locked it in. They could be baiting us again. And there's a Nautilus potentially, which
got
Kaisa
baited
Nautilus
by the
even
hovers. Wait, man, we just keep getting baited by the hovers.
Ooh, I like the Kaisa Nautilus though. That is such a strong lane. That is a classic lane. Yeah.
Point and click CC. Pretty hard to miss.
But it's too bad we don't have Soul here producing. It could be a cat on a dragon. It's still a possibility. They could pick the Yumi to pair with that Smolder.
No, thank you. I will politely yet firmly decline that one.
Soulkeeper got very excited last time I got to cast a cat on a dragon, so we'll have to see. It's definitely a possibility at this point. Yeah. We're going through draft. I just hear in my ear from Soulkeeper, it's a cat on a dragon! Stats for last game, 19-7-46.
Poppy support.
14.
Unless it's Maokai support with Poppy jungle, but Poppy
Honestly,
is really good picking the Nautilus. Nautilus Jarvan is really good R3 there from them, I would say. And let's see if any bans change, because roles are kind of actually top lane was picked very early for Optimal last game too, so we'll see.
Ezreal ban again. Still don't want to see that Ezreal mid lane coming out from what's her name, Dark Magician Girl, which understandable. That Ezreal mid is a little cancer right now. I'm happy to keep 80 carries out of the mid lane. So what am I saying? There was a Smolder mid last game, so I don't even know at this point.
I can't say anything because I played Ezreal mid last night, so.
And it looks like OMT is expecting that to be a Smolder mid lane again, banning the Misfortune here. Which, with a Poppy, it's a very strong lane.
It seems like the best place for Smolder at this point. You just usually have halfway decent farming situation, as most mages early game don't keep up with the damage output that you could have.
I do not hate you, Golden. Why are you saying that?
Wait, OMT won last game is what we're being told.
Yeah. So we said
I thought
OMT
Optimal. Wait. Oh, never mind. Were you?
OMT with red side.
Oh, wait. It was posted in Twitch chat wrong. I'm getting the teams' names mixed up. Listen.
Oh, it's because Golden said that Optimal.
Golden said Optimal. Yeah. I did not feed you the wrong information. Just as heads up, I said OMT1.
He did say OMT1.
My apologies to my producer for getting them mixed up. As we see, Jinx Misfortune being banned out on the side of OMT, so that we'll see what's the next best pick coming through for Optimal. I assume it's going to be
saving this.
I was not going to say Urgot. I was gonna try and call it before it was out there, but I was also gonna say like an actual AD carry and not the god.
Yeah, my prediction would have been the Caitlyn, personally.
I think Caitlyn.
Yeah, these team comps.
Caitlyn range is pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless they want to play something like Samira for some reason, or Zeri. I don't know.
Zeri, I could see maybe.
Zeri, I
I'm
could
not
see.
sure about.
Samira, probably not.
Probably not. Maybe it could be a Nyla. Could be a Nyla.
I could take a guess. Neela does kind of go hard, but I don't know if it would go hard with the current team setup that they have at
I
this
don't
point.
think so.
Against the current team setup they also have at this point too.
I do believe, is that going to be an Ornn into the Urgot though? I see issues with Ornn into Urgot. Ornn's not the strongest laner, and Urgot's known to be a very strong lane bully.
Call the horn.
I mean, it's a good combo with the Talia and J4, so I could see where the Ornn's coming from. And then you need a bit of scaling in the comp. And it is a Smolder bot lane. That is a LeBlanc mid lane coming out from Optimal.
LeBlanc into Talia. I mean, it's not the worst to be played.
I mean, Talia has the what is called worked ground, where if you put that up and you dash through it, you get stunned. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be a hard matchup for LeBlanc.
It's very easy to play around, but if you're the LeBlanc, but it just comes down to timing on using cooldowns in the Talia LeBlanc matchup. So
yeah, definitely be a bit of a skill matchup. We'll have to see, but who knows at this point. We did say it was OMT that we said is already out of playoffs and now game one. So
yeah, all the pressure is on Optimal. They could see their season end this game if they don't pilot this comp properly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And this time they do have the Smolder, which popped off last game, I guess, but it is not a Smolder mid, it's a Smolder bot. So we'll have to see if that makes a difference. If they're able to pilot it as well as Dark Magician Girl was last game. So we shall have to see.
We'll see.
But for now, going into the team comps, it's really hard. It's a little bit of a hard one to say again. I think, honestly, looking at the team comps just in a vacuum, I think OMT has the better one. Because I just think their team comp's a bit easier to execute. Because Optimal's kind of got a more of a scaling split pushing comp here with the Urgot and the LeBlanc. You don't really want to be looking to team fight with those two champions, but OMT has a lot of long range pick potential between the Nautilus, J4, and Ornn, and even Talia, honestly. So I do believe OMT's comp is easier to pilot. So I wasn't sure last game. This game I'm gonna give the comp favor to OMT just because it's an easier comp to pilot here.
I like the combination of the landslide that is Jarvan ulti with Talia rocks underneath it so that you are either forced to flash out, or if you have a dash, if you're playing LeBlanc or Smolder, then you're forced to commit to dashing out and getting stunned on the rocks.
Yeah.
As that is going on. Because other than that, really, Maokai, Poppy, Urgot can't get out of a Jarvan ulti, and they could just pile everything into the ult.
I'm not sure. Is Urgot's E? That's not unstoppable, right? So you won't be able to just dash.
Not unstoppable.
I didn't think so. So he won't be able to avoid getting stunned by the Talia grounded.
Correct.
I don't know what it's called. I want to say it's worked ground, but
the threaded threaded volley, seismic shove.
That's our Q.
Worked ground, I think sounds right.
Is it worked ground? I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't sound right to me.
That's for some reason that sounds right, but at the same time it doesn't.
I feel like that's for passive. That's what
Unraveled Earth.
Unraveled Earth. Okay.
That's what it is. Same thing. Worked ground.
Yeah.
Unraveled Earth.
Same thing.
Yeah, same deal. Come on.
It sounds like her passive to me. Worked ground.
Yeah. Her passive is called rock surfing. I can tell you that because I saw the page. I mean, I definitely knew that off the top of my head.
Definitely didn't look on the Wikipedia page.
I definitely didn't just look up the wiki to figure out what that champion's abilities names were.
See, I know at least two of Smolder's. No, I think I know three. I think his E is called Take Flight. His W is Achu, and his ult is Mom. I don't know what his Q is off the top of my head.
Something breath. Super something.
Is it just flame breath? Is it just super flame breath?
Is it flame breath? Is it just something like that? I don't know.
I think it is just super flame breath.
Smolder just looks like a Disney character, and I hate it the entire time I look at that. Just because the giant head when you're in game, it doesn't do well for me. But
Here's the thing,
speaking
I
of
love
getting into
spoiler.
game, we're about to get in the spec delay, so we're going to throw it to a break real fast. And on the other side, we're going to get game 2 of Optimal versus OMT. Will OMT season end here, or will Optimal season end here, or will they be able to take it to a game 3? Let's find out on the other side.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
Got water. Open the bar.
And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
welcome back to Game 2 of this Optimal Esports versus OMT. We are here. We had a bit of a slight issue, so we're all watching off of one screen, but this will be a good game. We got OMT on blue side this game, a little bit of a change up from Game 1. So we have seeing the Smolder bot lane actually taking TP. So that's an interesting one. Not going to have that combat summoner spell of the barrier or the cleanse, so we'll have to see how well that works into the Kai'Sa Nautilus, a very strong lane that is going to want to kill that Smolder early. And we're actually seeing both teams getting prepared for an invade.
Oh, they're going to be ships in the night. Unless, are they going to sit here? Are they going to think, oh, okay. They guessed.
They did. They did guess.
They're going to walk in. I don't think they...
Oh,
that ward's going to be big. Oh no, they're walking in. Dun 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 dun. Don Corleone gets slowed by the. Oh well, that was anticlimactic.
Very anticlimactic. The bot lane of OMT just walks out. I mean, you saw Maokai started the Q, not the W, so there wasn't that guaranteed CC on anybody on the side of
just
Optimal.
The slow. Had the knockback too. Could have flashed on the other side potentially and done that, but I don't know if they wanted to commit that hard onto it to start.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to say. I cannot check what ability Poppy started because I'm not my own spectator client, so I can't have any guarantees on what she did. If they started E, could have been better, but tough to say at this point of the game. You just know Maokai started Q.
That just seems like the most likely option at this point. That
100%.
I think they know that Moppish is in the middle bush, so has to be careful. You can see push coming through in the top side.
McFlurry actually on the losing end of these trades, surprisingly, at the start of the game. I guess it is Ornn into Urgot, so there's not a lot you can do.
So they're not really that electrocute proc from Grumby onto Dark Magical Girl, or Dark Magician Girl.
And that's interesting. Moppish actually started W first. Started that Steadfast Presence, so it's a bit surprising there.
I wonder if they were expecting them to be stacked and just hit that when they went in to try and get the root and start a fight.
I guess so. Yeah,
maybe.
Interesting choice, but you did see when the Nautilus went in for the hook, you saw that Steadfast Presence come out. So interesting level 1 from both teams then. Well, more from the side of Optimal. You had your Maokai start Q and Poppy start W, so that's definitely an interesting invade.
Struggling with success at this point. Yeah. Large picture though, junglers started in their own red quadrant, so they started on the opposite side of the map, so they're pathing towards each other. Grumby getting stunned by the Unraveled Earth, as we learned that it's called that.
we did learn that.
That is something we've learned.
And
so
that's what I was talking about. Would make the LeBlanc matchup a bit harder than you would think into Talia, because you do have that stun when they go into dash on top of her. Now that she does have that Unraveled Earth.
Unraveled Earth.
And
anytime it looks like anytime Grumby dashes in to get a trade off with the distortion, that Unraveled Earth is coming out. So once the cooldown on distortion, as we see a flash from Kazan come in, the knockback from the Maokai. Oh no!
Yeah.
The knockback came through, saved Dark Magician Girl, and then Young Goblin coming in from the side misses the flag and drag.
Yeah.
And isn't able to trade back onto it. But
end of the day though, flash for flash. Traded your jungler's flash for your mid laner's flash, so not a bad gank at the end of the day for the side of Optimal. Optimal's on red. Yes, Optimal. I had it right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it. Getting confused from last game. It was OMT on red side last game.
It's all right. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
So we see Crabs traded, full clears, besides the flash in mid lane from Kazan coming through. So.
And one thing to actually note, the Smolder did start Doran's Ring, so that does help out with your mana problems early game, but we're already seeing a 15 CS deficit in the bot lane in this Kai'Sa versus Smolder matchup, and that's the main issue with Smolder bot lane right now, why I think he's at least a better mid laner than he is a 80 carry at this stage.
I am inclined to agree at this point. Just no combat summoner into a strong kill lane. You have the Poppy for the extra safety, but that's just not going to cut it for you entirely now, as we see. Resets coming through from both sides of bot lane. Let's see where the supports go. Grubs are coming up. Or, yeah, Grubs. Grubs. There's too many camps that sound very similar to each other in the game. Riot's naming conventions have taken a turn to being like, we're going to have 17 different things in the game, but we're going to make them all, we're going to make half of them sound way too similar to each other. Or
we got Krugs, we got Grubs, we got Gromp, we got, I mean, at least Drake's nothing similar to anything else.
Drake
but,
is,
you know.
Drake is, you know, in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
The chain misses from Grumpy, and we see the flick back come through. Good trade from Dark Magician Girl here in the mid lane after threaded volley, or not threaded volley.
Unraveled Earth.
The Unraveled Earth goes on cooldown, so.
And you see a little bit of a cheeky try to steal there from Kazan, but unfortunately not going to amount to anything. Just going to look for a little bit of a gank top lane, but where the wave is, it's not really diveable, I think, on an Ornn that is level 6.
You don't want to dive the Mage, Death Knight, Paladin, Hunter, Rogue, Warrior, Enchanter, Tank, Bruiser, Wizard, Warlock, Priest, Assassin, Gunslinger, Druid, Shaman, Necromancer, Ninja, Gunslinger, Bard.
Are you just naming every class in D&D right now?
It's wow. That was the thread that came through early on. But speaking of threads coming through, the Poppy's going to flash in, the charge is going to come in, and Dark Magician Girl's going to be taken down first blood, or an ulti coming in from the side, but
and he does whiff it.
Missed it, whiffed it, didn't hit it.
Yeah. Could have been a crazy one. Grumpy is super low
looking
right
to
now.
Jump under the. Oh, we didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, didn't happen.
We didn't see that distortion. No, ignore it.
Definitely did not happen. That wall's thick. Like, it's not easy.
That wall is way too thick.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think distortion has the same range as flash. You can technically flash over that wall, but I don't think the distortion has the same range as flash.
It's not coded so that you end up on the other side of it, just based on how the closest section of the wall. But we see Buffy Waffy just hitting 6 first, but still down 15 CS in this lane. I mean,
he does have the TP, so he did get back to lane before the Kai'Sa Nautilus. So it does make sense. Both the Kai'Sa, both the Nautilus and the Poppy did roam, so we got a little bit of soul lane XP there.
As we see Kazan getting set up, the dodge coming through. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's one way to use Talia ulti in that situation. So
yeah.
Weaver's wall came down. Get out of dodge. Survive. Hey, whatever it takes to survive in that lane.
Exactly. You're playing Talia versus
coming through on the Buffy Waffy
scale.
from Don Corleone as we see trade coming through. Kai'Sa all coming in. Oh, good flash from Buffy. Moppish. And they're just going to disengage. Mom came through towards the end of it, but Young Goblin is here. Oh, good steadfast present for the Poppy to deny both the dashes from the Nautilus and the Jarvan.
To be fair, the Nautilus took
insane value at that point.
yeah. That Poppy counterpick, crazy R3 right there.
We're gonna see McFlurry might be in a little bit of trouble here. Kazan is walking up towards the top bush, but he is going to be. The Maokai is going to be spotted on a ward that's in the deep lane bush. So nothing gonna come out of this. But what is going to be coming out of this is OMT is going to take the first dragon. They're gonna get the chem tag.
Yeah. I forget, Optimal did get the first set of grubs.
Yep, Optimal got first grubs, OMT got first dragon. The typical trade you would see in most situations at this point, but
just a little bit delayed. Yeah. And you do see Young Goblin is in there trying to steal this blue buff away.
Oh, Flash gets the smite off of it. Nature's Grasp is going to come through. Young Goblin is going to hit the flag and drag, but it's going to get rooted on the other side of it. Cataclysm is going to come through and is going to be the first casualty in the fight. Meanwhile, OMT
causing
up. Kazran 1 HP coming in. Charge with the steadfast presence coming through on the Don Corleone, but meanwhile the depth charge is coming through, and Buffy Waffy is just going to get annihilated in that nice little trade coming through there. And that's going to be OMT with a little bit of map pressure at this point after the jungle invade after taking the dragon. So
yeah,
that play by them.
The flash smite from Kazan was a little bit questionable, but he wanted his blue buff. He really wanted his blue buff.
Got the buff, so
he didn't get to keep it. He did not get to keep it, unfortunately.
Listen, he secured it. He didn't have it for long. He just secured it. Okay.
He got the XP. He got the XP from it.
You're right. Oh, gosh, you're right. Got those
Unfortunately,
got that smite down to the next stage. Actually, I think that was actually not even off that camp. They did Romp after, or Wolves afterwards. So that was the one that made it so that the Omni smite came through.
unfortunately, though, now Dark Magician Girl does have the double buffs that the Cousin had. That does not feel great. The blue buff did end up getting donated to the mid laner of OMT. So, not gonna feel amazing.
There's a chance that Grumby does get those off of off of Dark Magician Girl by the time they expire. As we see, the Unraveled Earth was already down, but we're seeing trades threaded volley coming back through. Great use of the 5 rocks into the single rock as we see a root come through onto McFlurry with the flip coming in. Lose in Peace is going to start winning the trade. Flag and Drag coming through, knocking out both of them. The Ornhorn is coming down. Khazran's going to be the target and is going to get blown up pretty quickly as Cataclysm comes in. Is denying, oh no, the charge came through. Flag and Drag coming in. Where's the Urgot ulti in this situation? Is it even up at this point? Grumby going to look to secure the kill on the backside of the fight. Meanwhile, Depth Charge comes through on to Lose in Peace. Young Goblin is still alive, and so is Lose in Peace. The charge going to come through from Mophish as well to ensure that no pressure gets put down onto the Urgot. But that is going to be second set of grubs going over to OMT after a chaotic fight in the top river, netting 1 kill over to the blue side as well.
That was very back and forth.
Oh, never mind. We're getting a TP. This isn't over yet. Urgot's going to TP in.
They want that 4th grub. They want that 4th grub.
They want that extra little grubby to come through, and I think they're going to get it because OMT is going to back off. Optimal is going to get the 4 grub buff.
Yeah, yep. They get that one. They get that 1 void might now. That was important there. And you did see McFlurry actually did burn his TP to go back bot lane to match against Buffy Wuffy, which is one of the things I was going to mention. Is I was surprised they weren't sending anybody bot lane because you don't want that Smolder free stacking at this stage of the game.
You do see the Essence Reaver is actually going to be able to build this game instead of the tier build. So your prayers have been answered, one may say, as to the build coming out this game.
I feel very strongly about that. I mention it every cast that I see Smolder when I see a tier coming out.
You're screaming it from the rooftops. There are dozens of us. Dozens!
There's at least one of us out here, come on.
Surely somebody else is screaming at the top of their lungs. Meanwhile, the Kaisa just a little overextended, but has Don Corleone on the Nautilus nearby, as well as Dark Magician Girl. This Urgot is on the weak side of the map, but I don't imagine that they're not going to try and dive them.
Just spacing very well against the Urgot too. Making sure to get those auto attacks in and staying just out of range. The Kaisa does have that static shiv, so it's going to be a lot easier to keep the wave cleared in this top lane and making sure that Lose in Peace can't get any.
Chains coming through onto Dark Magician Girl, but the threaded volley trades coming through. Not having the stun when they dash in is not a huge problem for them, as we see a dive under the turret, and that's just going to be depth charge into the kill.
Yeah.
That Urgot melted.
I mean,
that was,
all he has is a
I
phase
did not
with
expect that to
Warhammer.
happen. I mean, I knew he wasn't. I know Urgot's not as tanky in that situation, but I didn't expect hook into depth charge to be just enough to secure the kill.
Kaisa Nautilus, a very strong
Kaisa
duo.
Nautilus, pretty good. Meanwhile, mid lane, we're going to see a nice little 2v2 going on. Steadfast Presence comes out early on, but that's going to set up. Never mind.
Maokaio's
on the
coming
flag
out.
and drag, but Nature's Grass is going to come in. Young Goblin is going to get put on the backside of it. Tries to get the Unstoppable through on it, but that's a nice seismic shove. But there's 4 people in the mid lane. Young Goblin's already down. The Keeper's Verdict is going to come through. Knock up Dark Magician Girl, and that is going to be 2 kills over to the side of Optimal Esports, as we see Kazan taking a little bit of a bad side of a trade against our Mr. Multi-Class himself, Ornn, right before they're walking into this dragon.
I have to know, what is
Ornn?
What is Ornn's ulti actually called? I can't think of it right now.
Call the Forge God.
Call the Forge God, that's it. I should have known that. I just called Ornhorn. That's what everybody calls it.
Ornhorn. It just rolls off the tongue so much better than Call of the Forge God.
It really does. And looks like the Kaisa Nautilus are looking for this Urgot again.
Speaking of calling the Forge God in, that's the lollipop hook if I've ever seen one before. Lose in Peace is going to try and dash out, but the Kaisa ulti, the Killer Instinct is going to come in. One more auto attack. Flash coming through. Doesn't matter. Auto attack follows in, and Shayesta picks up another kill. 3-0 on this Kaisa, and that is going to be first brick in the top lane.
Yes. That is, feels bad to try and flash away from an auto attack.
Oh, Poppy. Oh, I thought that hook was gonna hit.
It feels great when you're the AD carry and your auto attack's in the air and somebody tries to flash away from you to get away from it, but fortunately, does not feel great when you are the one getting auto attacked to death.
Speaking of getting auto attacked to death, Cosmin taking a little bit of a trade here. Pillar's gonna come through, just the nice little brittle proc trade after the Bellows breath.
You have to remember this Maokai did rush the Leandri, so he's not as tanky in this early game as you might expect from that Maokai. So I don't know when the meta shifted. I feel like I've always been seeing the is it Sunfire Cape that he normally builds first? Just burn in the jungle.
Faded Ashes when it was really good was the rush item, and then you would just build a tank item off of it. But then once it got changed a little bit, and Leandri's was just so good was when they decided that it's just full Leandri's into full Sunfire after that.
I was gonna say I know I don't jungle, but I know I've been seeing a lot of Udyrs rush Leandri's into a Sunfire, so.
Well, that's just because Udyr ulti, if you do the empowered Udyr ult, does a bajillion damage. Without exaggeration, that does so much damage as you're trying to run away from it. You're getting slowed. You're getting burnt to death. The AP scaling on it is incredible. It's just, it's one of the most underrated Sylas ultis to take, as you see Buffy Wuffy having to flash out of the hook from Don Corleone.
If it's an Udyr that's on my team, he does negative damage to the enemy team. But, you know,
if it's Udyr on the other team, I cannot walk within 3 screens of him because I'm dead at that point. But speaking of potentially being dead, Buffy Wuffy getting the hook, Nature's Grasp coming in. Don Corleone might be the target. See the Twisted Advance coming in. Khazran just gets blown up instantaneously by the CC combo. Mom's going to come in. Don Corleone is going to survive at this point. Shasta is going in. And that is going to be a double kill already picked up. Horn coming through as well. That is going to be a 3rd and a 4th kill picked up. And it's just Buffy Wuffy. 300 HP under the turret. Rift Herald coming down. What are you going to do? What is the Smolder going to do? You can't call your mom at this point. She didn't pick up the phone. Went to voicemail. You're not in a good spot at this point. First turret's gonna go down.
He did already call his mom. Unfortunately, I think his mom does not work for Riot, from what I'm seeing.
Exactly.
He's trying to find his strange uncle that works for his uncle.
Didn't come up in the speed dial. Didn't remember the mom's number properly. Might have misdialed a number. You never know.
I feel like he's got her on speed dial. Like,
you're right.
He just hits 2 to call mom, really.
He just hits 2 to call. Press 3 to call mom.
Right.
Well, this is starting to become a really positive trade coming through from OMT. They get 3 turrets and the 4 kills off of it, and they've got the tempo advantage going into this next dragon spawning in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, and not only that, but a almost 6,000 gold lead. Like,
yeah,
you see Buffy Wuffy trying to stack, but.
The balloon lead, the lead has ballooned a smidge. Hey, listen.
The gold lead has ballooned.
The gold lead has ballooned. The balloon lead has golded a smidge.
we speak English wonderfully here on the LXC caster desk.
Surely me speak English good.
Yeah, right. I live in California. We speak Spanglish around here.
Spanglish. All I can think of is that Simpsons quote, Ralph Wiggum and The Simpsons just being like, "Why me fail English? Me English good," or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but
Grumpy and
meanwhile, of being good at this point, Grumpy is going to get taken down in the bot lane. I just kind of just sprung upon us at this point.
Yeah, right. We're over here talking about Simpsons, and then we look bot lane like, oh, look at that Grumpy.
In a little bit of trouble. The flash is going to come through. The charge is going to come in as well. They're not, the Urgot ulti hits, but they're not going to commit to it too much at this point. Unstoppable coming in, actually getting denied, and that's going to be a one. Oh wait, I thought the Urgot died. Oh no, he's so low. Call of the Forge God wasn't enough. Got stopped by the Steadfast Present. But, oh wait, lock it to get paused. Urgot. I thought he was going to walk into the turret. I thought Urgot was going to walk into the turret.
But on the other side of the map, OMT is going to take
that's going to be
and the Drake.
The second dragon being picked up as we're propelling ourselves towards a Hextech Soul this game.
This is a wild game so far. Kaisa is popping off at 6-0. And
Update
trying to find it, but I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, that's Chiesta. That's Chiesta just taking the kill. And update from Soulkeeper: Conduit Glory has won Game 1 against Syndicate Strokers. So Optimal Esports Prodigies has officially, unfortunately, been eliminated. It was no longer in their control after the game 1 win. So these teams
are playing for fun now.
These teams are playing for fun at this point. They're playing for 6th place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, OMT's looking like they're trying to get that 6th place spot. So
they want it. They really want that spot.
Oh yeah. Doesn't matter for playoffs brackets, no, but they want it.
You end the season on a high. That's what we're shooting for at this point.
Exactly. You go back, you start scrimming, preparing for next split, and you're like, you know what? We ended with our mentals good.
We had such a positive mental. And
probably shouldn't talk as if this game's already over.
No, it's not. It's far from over at this point. Trust us.
But OMT does have a
I'm looking down the barrel of a 3-item 7-0 Kaisa at 21 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's gonna be real hard to come back.
That's not looking too good for the side of Optimal Esports Prodigies.
Yeah. But we'll have to see. You know, it's only 5 turrets to 1. And Optimal's just going to start the Baron here. They take this really fast with that Kaisa 3
Baron. No eyes on it. Urgot is going to get that bounty gold from the bot turret at this point, but that's going to be Baron Nashor over to the side.
I don't think OMT cares.
OMT. No.
They got the Baron.
Oh, man. Oh, he got the bonus gold from the turret. Oh, no. Whatever will we do?
Oh, no. The 0-3 Urgot got the bonus gold from the turret.
They just got their 2nd turret of the game. We're quaking in our boots.
And meanwhile,
they're clutching their pearls over on the side of OMT as they're getting this Baron push going in.
Oh, and it looks like Optimal will be committing 4 people. Oh, Kaisa got all 4 of the small Krugs.
I love Static Shiv as an item. You just easily steal your jungler's farm. So much easier.
Jungler.
Well, I mean, you can do it to your own team's jungler too. Just saying, I may or may not have done it in the past.
I mean, I play 80 carry.
I totally did it on accident as a zoning check.
I thought they were in that bush.
I thought that was their I thought it was their jungler doing that camp, not ours.
Yeah.
Speaking of camps, got a nice little bush cheese going on at this point. Ward was swept, so they kind of know that they're in this bush. But I don't know if Optimal Esports Prodigies can do anything about it. OMT's just kind of chilling at this point. Don Corleone. Oh, the wait till you see the whites of their eyes came out from there.
I was gonna say though, I play 80 carry. Every jungler that I've played with kind of hate me because I take their chickens so much.
That's kind of illegal. But meanwhile, on the bot side, losing peace. Depth charge is going to come through. The seismic shove is going to come back as well. And that is going to be the Urgot taken down as on the other side of the map, Kaisa lives.
Yeah.
Killer Instinct flash. Killer Instinct down, flash down. Barrier is up, but this Baron push is going in on the bot side, and they are going to be pressuring the inhibitor turret while they're just taking the T1 mid.
Yeah.
Objective bounty comes through, but super minions are going to be coming through on the other side of the map, so...
Yeah, that's definitely a trade that OMT is happy to take, especially because all they lost was the Kaisa ult and flash.
Oh, how did Jarvan escape from that? I thought the charge was going to
deny the flash. The Steadfast Presence would have stopped it if it was up.
Oh, wait, how did that... What? Did you see that shove interaction?
That was strange. That was
a strange one. I thought Seismic Shove into Threaded Volley was going to be the downfall of the LeBlanc there, but Gromby escapes by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
As we see. Evolved Nashor's Tooth coming in. Poppy getting jumped on at this point. Oh, the TP is coming through from Ornn.
Ooh,
they smell blood in the water. Urgot TP is coming in as well. Grumby is going to be the first target in the fight. Chain is going to come through on the Ornn, but all the damage is going to come through and nothing's happening. Meanwhile, on the other side, losing piece already taken down. Moppish, low. Grumby retreating to the back of their base. Hook landing on Buffy Wuffy. This might just be game here. That is one stack of plasma away from the Smolder being dead. Oh, Don Corleone going for it. Mom coming through. Doesn't matter.
And I don't think Grumby can defend this.
is going to be taken down, and it's just going to be Grumby versus 4.
Grumby might be able to get the Kaisa here. I think that's like the only hope of saving this game is if Grumby kills Kaisa.
Oh.
Which he's looking for, but he used his Q on Young Goblin.
Goblin split between Goblin and trying to take down Shiesta, and that is going to be the game. That is going to be the 2-0 secured for OMT.
And there we go. That was a very strong performance from OMT right at the end of the season. So feels definitely feels nice on the side of OMT to get that right at the end there. But unfortunately for Optimal Esports, that is their playoff hopes kind of not down the drain, but it is. I mean, it was gone before.
Well, yeah, that's down.
It was gone before the game ended.
They have officially. we know all of the playoff teams now for it.
So no tiebreakers, right?
No tiebreakers. I don't believe,
Okay.
at least. I think we have to see how the rest of the games work out at this point. But, you know, I said Ornn was the Mage, Death Knight, Paladin, Hunter, Warrior, Enchanter, Tank, Blizzard, Warlock, Priest, Assassin, Gunslinger, Druid, Shaman, Necro, Ninja, Gunslinger, Monk, Robot, Bard, Conjurer, Blacksmith, Mystic, Warden, God, Illusionist, Templar, Wizard. But it seemed like the Kaisa was actually the I'm not gonna read or name.
Yeah, right. Gonna repeat
list.
all of those classes.
I don't want to
do
that again. I'm gonna decline to say that again. So
I'm gonna say maybe Kaisa was the Demon Hunter carry from Diablo. Just call it that.
True.
Is it Demon Hunter? No. Yeah, it's Demon Hunter.
It depends
right?
on
Diablo
which one you're
3?
playing. Diablo 3 is Demon Hunter. Diablo 4 is the Rogue.
Yeah,
so,
I was thinking of the Diablo 3 one. So yeah, we'll say Kaisa was the Demon Hunter.
Good old Demon Hunter.
The ranged carry that just one shots everything.
So much damage coming through that game, but
yeah,
congratulations to OMT for winning the series. It's a shame we didn't get to see how game 1 played out, but just given how we saw the screenshot towards the end, we could probably paint a picture of it with the Smolder scaling, Ocean Soul coming through, especially since they had Ocean Soul coming through.
Yeah. Smolder kind of popped off. I imagine Smolder hit 225 stacks, then they just started one-shotting everyone. Like that's what I imagine.
Absolutely.
That's my headcanon at least.
I'd like to think that's how that worked out. And then the second game was just Kaisa running amok all over the map.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
yeah, I think at this point it's a little bit of an early night for us. Only 6:30 for me.
This is a really early night. Oh well, it's 9:30.
Never off this early.
Good old
the West Coast. This is West Coast life.
I was going to say East Coast as I can't say Beast Coast or anything like that because that's not as good as West Coast, Best Coast, or whatever that y'all on the West Coast say out there. So, all right. And with that, we are going to be signing off for the evening.
Thank you all for joining us.
You go ahead and you do the sign off. I'll give you the privileges. We kind of both started talking at the same time. I'll let you go ahead and take care of it, Prod.
Thank you everyone for joining us. It was definitely some exciting games. Thank you to Golden for producing for us. It was fun, and thank you to LXC for putting on this tournament. And they'll be getting to playoffs next week, I imagine, unless there's any tiebreakers. But we already know. There's no tiebreakers in Crusader. I don't think there's any tiebreakers in Arbiter. So we're probably getting started on playoffs next week. So and thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must